This is my speech about why you should strive for good grades and the consequences that arise from not caring about your grades. I will also talk about different types of learners and why you should study the way that you learn. Here are some reasons to do your best in classes and get good grades. There are a lot of scholarships out there that will cut down on student loan costs. It is possible to get into better graduate schools or programs like the nursing program at Austin Peay, for example. Did you know that there are millions of scholarships available countrywide and thousands just at Austin Peay alone? Work hard to grab one and to keep it. Here's what can happen if you don't care enough to keep your grades up. If you already have a scholarship, you can lose it. You can be kicked out of sports teams, academic clubs, and even some fraternities or sororities. You also may have to retake a class again, which just wastes money and time. In regards to cutting down student loans, .ed.gov states that generally you'll have 10 to 25 years to repay your loan, depending on the repayment plan that you choose or that they put you in. To me, that is a long time and a lot of money to pay something that could just be avoided altogether. There is a lot to look at when choosing a grad school. For the person who is applying, there's also criteria you must meet on their end for the school to even consider you. For example, to get into Belmont's pharmacy program, candidates must achieve a minimum cumulative grade point average of 2.7 on a 4.0 scale and have no prerequisite course with a grade less than a C. A minimum GPA is also required for most scholarships. If you have an extremely low GPA, it is more difficult to get scholarships or pick a graduate school if that is the route you choose. My main advice is to study, study, study. It takes a lot of brain power and gets annoying and even causes headaches, but that is what Tylenol is for. But don't just study the way that works best for you so it will be the most effective and stick with you even longer. The part of your brain that controls learning the most is the cerebellum. It attaches to your brainstem, which also attaches to your spinal cord, and it is located under the occipital bone on the skull, which is located. This is the occipital bone, and it's located right under there. And it attaches right about here to the brainstem, and then it goes down later to connect to the spinal cord. There are three main types of learners. You can be a visual learner, an auditory learner, a kinesthetic learner. Here are characteristics of each. A visual learner should take a lot of detailed notes. They like to see what they are learning. They also benefit from illustrations and presentations that use a lot of colors. An auditory learner may not coordinate colors or clothes, but can explain why they are wearing and what they are wearing and why they are wearing those clothes. You may remember best by verbalizing to themselves. They retain material by reading aloud. A kinesthetic learner needs to be active and take active breaks. They speak with their hands and gestures a lot, and they communicate through touching. And they like verbal pats on the back instead of just a good job. Use the type of learning style that fits you to study to keep your grades up. You have now heard how good grades can benefit you by allowing you to pay less out of pocket in the future. You have also seen the difference in good grades versus bad grades and the different schools or programs you can get into and the quality of those said programs. If you are productive and work hard to get good grades and maintain your GPA and use your learning style type to your advantage, you will definitely succeed. My advice is to be proactive in schooling. Don't be afraid to succeed and just go for it. is a rewarding experience that can also be fun. I would encourage everyone to do anything they can to get scholarships because they are so valuable, and I think a lot of people take them for granted. But they really are rewarding, and they're not that hard to take care of. You don't have to have a perfect GPA to get any of this. It's just whatever, learn at your speed and just take your time and you'll be fine.